My name is Elijia Whitaker, and I'm currently a paramedic for Caldwell County ESD.
How did you get into EMS?
I actually decided after being a lifeguard and seeing that I wanted to do more, I made the decision to get into EMT school.
What was it about EMT that got you interested in? And then what was the leap to paramedic?
So I actually decided I wanted to further my career by learning more about medical, and lifeguard was like the start of everything for me. I saw quite a few incidences that I felt like I could do more, but didn't know or didn't have the knowledge to do more. So that's what triggered me into going into EMT school. And then I was an EMT for 10 years and then finally made the leap to be a paramedic.
Why did you wait so long?
I feel like I had children. So I'm a mom of 4.
Okay, wow.
And yes, so I think that's one of the most inspiring things for me was I really wanted to show moms and dads out there that are either single or with children that they can do it. So after 10 years of being an EMT, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and make the leap. Went through paramedic school and it was hard. It wasn't easy. During paramedic school, I also had like an ankle injury and at the same time with a 3-year-old at the time. And he was my youngest baby. So being a mom of 4 and then on top of that, healing with an injury, I had to go through the hybrid program, which I absolutely adored. I loved going through EMTS Academy to get my paramedic. And in doing that, I had a lot of support, not only from you and all the staff, and then the classmates. We grew a huge bond. So I really, really, I want to advocate for moms and dads who feel like they can't do it, that they can. It's not easy, but they can.
What advice would you have to somebody out there who's thinking about, should I go to paramedic school? How did you get, 4 kids and an ankle injury. How do you do it?
So it was not easy. And then going through the hybrid program, so it's a 1-year condensed program, over instead of like the 2-year program that most people go through. And that was the hardest thing I'd ever had to do, but the most rewarding and inspiring as well. I was able to manage. I had a wonderful, wonderful husband back home that was able to help manage the children. And I'm so grateful for him and my family, my parents. They were able to help me watch the children so that I could get all of my clinical hours in, because there's a lot of clinical hours in paramedic
sure.
But yeah, so that was my biggest goal, was to try and show people that I can do it, show my family, my kids. So not only was it hard, but it was 100% rewarding once it was done. So yeah, if anybody out there is having the second thought of I can't do it because I have kids, debunk that. Choose to try, at least try. And with the EMTS program, I guarantee you they will do everything you can to help you succeed.
Absolutely. So much of any goal in life starts up here. It starts with our thoughts. Somebody said once that we form reality in 2 ways. First, it starts here, and then we see it in our hands. And I think that's been true for a lot of what I've seen, is that you think it, you believe it, and you don't always believe it at first. It's kind of this fuzzy, foggy thing. But then as you move toward it, it starts becoming more real.
Absolutely. It took me 10 years to really believe that I could do it. And that's a long time. Luckily, I was able to get all the experiences in EMT for 10 years. But if I could go back, I would 100% go maybe 2 years after being an EMT and come to this program. Like I cannot thank EMTS Academy enough, because not only did they inspire me, they gave me hope. The instructors were phenomenal. Every instructor that we came across, very knowledgeable, very, very kind and caring, and they want you to pass.
It's true.
You do. Definitely have a good group of leaders, and, they are very, very well with knowledge, and they're very inspiring.
Ellie,
and so are you.
Oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
As a recent graduate, you know that sometimes paramedics struggle with being assertive. What did you do to overcome that? I'm the new person on scene. I have firefighters or EMTs who have 10 or 15 or even 20 years more experience than I do. How did you overcome that? And what advice would you give to new paramedics?
Yeah, absolutely. So I came across a lot of older paramedics that kind of were stuck in the old ways. Luckily, I was very excited and very new and very fresh. And a lot of these paramedics that I came across that were old were very receptive to my new learning tactics. I was able to teach them things that they hadn't seen or heard of in 10 to 15 years.
How did you approach that conversation? How did you bring that up?
I would say, so it'd typically be after calls. So if we ever did a write out or during my FTO process when I was trying to get cleared to paramedic, I had to, pull some of my medics aside. And I never do it in front of patients. It's kind of demeaning if you do it in front of patients, and you don't want to talk down on your FTO. But the biggest thing that I was able to do is after the call, we always did a rerun. We would sit down and we would talk through the call. And that was like the perfect time that I was able to look at them and say, hey, I know that this is how it was taught in the past, but things have changed. Things are growing. Technology is growing. I mean, back then they didn't even have, we always used radios. We didn't use Pulsara.
Yeah,
Nowadays we're using Pulsara.
Yeah.
So it was hard at first, but a lot of the people I was very blessed and lucky to have that were willing to hear me and say, well, she just went through paramedic school and she went through a wonderful program. So, we should be able to, and I was able to kind of open up books and say, hey, look, this is the proof. This is the new studies. This is the new things that are happening now. So I don't know if you've ever heard, I'm sure you've heard of it. The Levophed, leave them dead.
Yes.
Yes. So luckily I was able to debunk that with multiple older paramedics who were like, I'm not touching Levophed. And I'm like, why? It's phenomenal. It helps so much. And I mean, the biggest thing is, just making sure that you're watching it closely. Smaller doses, work your way up. And I was able to help them grow out of that. Once they started using it more with me being next to them, they were like, wow, this is great. It's not just overloading in fluids. And like, no, you don't want to do that.
Right. Well, Elijia, thank you so much for stopping by. It's great to see you again. I'm very proud of you. You've done very, very well. And I think your advice is really going to help a lot of potential new students.
I sure hope so. Thank you so much for having me here today.
All right. Thank you.
You take care.